Hey guys, welcome to Home Sweet Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm a homeschooling mom to one. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about my top tips for homeschooling an only child. Now, if you've been around here for a while, you know that I have one son that I've been homeschooling since he was in the 4th grade and he is now in the 10th grade. So that's a little background on us. I'm a former public school teacher, and over this time of homeschooling, I've learned a few things and I wanted to share those with you. But before I share my tips with you, I want you to know that this is a collaboration hosted by the Waldock Way, so be sure to check out that channel as well as the playlist that is listed down below. Because that is going to be other moms of only children sharing their tips as well, and I'm sure we will all learn something. Now, my plan for this video is to not tell you that I'm doing everything right because I screw up every single day. I'm just going to share with you 3 things that I've kind of learned that have been a little hard for me, but I have learned over the years, and I want to share them with you. So, my first tip is making sure that you really tailor the curriculum and the activities and all the things that you include in your homeschool to your child. You are so blessed to have all this one-on-one time with your child. Your child is super blessed to get this kind of attention because if they were in public school, this one-on-one stuff would not happen. I mean, I was a teacher with 24 kindergartners at one time, and nobody got the kind of attention that my son gets from me in our homeschool. And so really take the time to get to know your child, learn their strengths and weaknesses, learn their likes and dislikes. Don't be afraid to try things out. When you're searching for a curriculum to meet their needs, if it says, this is for families, or this is made for large families, or this is made for big groups of kids, don't be afraid of that. We love unit studies like Gather Round and Campfire, so don't be afraid to try things out with them. You have got the ability, having an only child, that you can really hone in and focus on exactly what they need. And it may just not be curriculum. It could be science kits, it could be books, it could be any of those things. But you really do have the time and the resources to really shape the best curriculum there is for them. But here's my but, and all 3 of my tips are going to come with a but. And I'm talking about this from experience. So while you're busy planning and providing this wonderful curriculum for your child, don't overdo it. That's my big but. Be careful not to overdo it. Remember, you only have one child and they're going to keep growing and getting older each year, and their skills are going to change and develop. And so do not buy all the things. Don't go in and buy all the science kits and all the books and all the curriculum, because you will end up like me and you will have to start selling some of those things or getting rid of some of those things that you were never able to get to. Because when you're first starting out homeschooling, or you do have an only child, you want to buy things for them. You want to just provide the world for them. Like, oh, they would love this shark kit and they're going to love this mummy kit and they're going to do this and do that. And if I would have just taken a breath and thought for just 1 second about my son, he's not really into those things. And so those things had to be given away to other people or sold at curriculum, like where you could sell curriculum. Because that just wasn't for him. I was just in crazy homeschool mom mode and I was buying everything. So the tip is, yes, get to know your child and not like I did and just buy whatever. Tailor it to them and do not overspend, because it's possible. It's very possible. My second tip is make sure that your only child is involved outside of the home with other people, not just children. It could be adults too. We want people of all ages. We want them to interact and communicate with people of all ages. And sometimes it's not enough to just say, well, they go to the grocery store with me, or, we're out and about running errands. That's true. And while our kids need to learn how to talk to people at the grocery store and at the bank and all those kind of things, it would benefit them, being an only child, it would benefit them to have a regular meetup with people, on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. And so I highly recommend getting them involved either in a co-op. Oh my gosh, I'm tired, y'all. We had my son's birthday party today. It was an all-out Nerf war, and so it's late in the afternoon now, and I'm so sleepy, and I can't even talk. I should take a nap instead of filming this video. So not a co-op. You want to get them involved in a co-op or a field trip group or an extracurricular activity, or see if your library holds meetups. I know our library close to us, they do like 2 or 3 meetups a week for homeschool kids. So get them involved in something so that they are seeing people on a regular basis. Now, I say all this, and I'm like the biggest introvert in the world, and if I could just stay in my house all the time, I would. But I do think it is important for kids, and my son is like right the opposite of me, where I would be fine just keeping in my bubble with my people. He does love friends, and he does love getting out of the house, and he really pushes me out of my comfort zone because I just stay at home all the time, unless you're going to a thrift store, and then I'd go with you. But he likes to get out of the house. And so I have to take it upon myself to make sure that I'm meeting up with his friends. And luckily, we have a parent of some of his friends who she get-togethers. She'll have them posted in our Facebook. We have a Kiddo Plans Facebook group. And so she's always finding fun things to do. And sometimes it's going on a field trip to the zoo for a homeschool day, or sometimes it's just hanging out at an ice cream shop because they really just want to be around each other. Or it could be, we're going to meet at the rock garden and have a picnic. She's really good about scheduling these days, not only to get her kids out of the house, but to encourage our kids too. And our kids are a variety of ages. They're not all the same ages. They range from very young up to, I think, my son and one of the other boys, 16, 17. So a lot of ages, but they love being together. My son also goes to karate twice a week, and he just started a homeschool PE class that meets every 2 weeks. Now, he, and why I'm saying this, he was vocal about wanting to go and be with his friends. But here is my but. Yes, you need to get them involved in something, but don't overdo it. It's very, very easy to say yes to everything and sign them up for all the activities and all the field trips. And in the end, either you're going to be burnt out or your kids will be. And my son is very quick to tell me when he just needs to have some quiet time at home. While he loves to be with his friends and he plays video games with them and they're talking to each other online, there are times that he loves to just sit in the living room with, it'll be him and myself and my husband, and we'll just be sitting there and hanging out in silence, because sometimes they need that downtime, that cool off time from being around a bunch of people. The kids need that too. So yes, get them involved, but don't overdo it. You see that balance? Like, there's not any. There's no balance. Either we're overdoing it or we're not doing it enough. I don't know. I'm right there with you, just trying to make it through every day, doing the best we can for our kids. Now, my third and final tip, and there's probably a million more, and I'll probably finish this video and be like, oh, I should have told them this, but we're going to go with 3. 3 is one of my favorite numbers, and that's what we're going to go with. So my third tip is spend all this quality time with your child. This is such a blessing that you get to be with your child for all these moments, these good moments where they're, they have these light bulb moments where they've learned something or they've been trying real hard at something, and you're there to witness when they've learned it and they make that connection. We're so blessed to have this time. And so, cherish those moments of quality time that you get to have breakfast together, or you're sharing that read aloud, or you get to go on these field trips. Like, cherish this time, because I'm telling you right now, I feel like we just started the other day in 4th grade and he's already in 10th grade. And when I think about we only have 2 more years after this to homeschool and then it's over, it makes me want to cry. So my tip is to cherish even these hard moments. And I'm telling you now, there are days that me and him have moments with each other. And if you've ever been around a teenage boy, they, not every day's fun and wonderful, and not every day does he love the curriculum and think that learning is the best thing in the world. But even those moments are fleeting. So the good moments, the bad moments, the sad moments, the hard moments, cherish all this time with your child, because they go so fast. But here's my but. Because you're spending so much time together, you're going to butt heads. It's inevitable. I don't know any 2 people that can spend just tons of time together and not get on each other's nerves. I mean, I love my mama, I love my husband, but if I'm with them for too long, we kind of have to go our separate ways. We all need that alone time, that built-in quiet time. So here's my but. Make sure that even though you are spending all this great time together, please be sure to schedule some alone time, not only for you, but for your child. Now, that doesn't mean you have to send them off to another room or you got to take them to their grandparents. I know a lot of people build in like a quiet part of the day where the kids go and they just do some quiet activity in their bedroom. It could be that both of you stay in the same room, but you're doing your own thing. He may be reading. My son likes to read, so he might be sitting there reading a book, and I may be sitting there reading a book, or I may be working in my planner, or I may be planning something else. You never know. We may be in the same room, but we're giving each other the space that we need because we've already been together for so long that day. And so don't think it's a bad thing to just need a little bit of quiet time. You don't even have to separate, like I said. You can be in the same room. Your child can just sit in the floor and play with something quietly, or they can look at books, or if they're young enough and they need to nap, they can nap. So I definitely think it's important that while we are so tuned into them, because as a parent of an only child, not only are we their mom and their teacher and their cook and their maid and their playmate, all those other roles that we fill within the day, we need that downtime too. So yes, it's great, and we're so blessed to have this time with them, but we need to make sure that we're creating quiet spaces where that we get to kind of zone out and go do something and work on our own. And it can be anything. Your kid might want to go play the piano, or your kid may want to go outside and you just want to sit on the porch. Those times are super important, and don't feel bad for wanting to have a little bit of quiet space in your day. It's good for both of you. It really is. So those are my tips. I hope they were helpful. If you know any parents of only children that are homeschooling or interested in homeschooling, please be sure to share our channels with them, because we just want to help people. We just want to share our experiences and help them. We don't know it all. We're in the trenches just like you are, and we're just trying to share what works for us. So share it with someone. Let me know in the comments if you are a parent of an only child that you are homeschooling. Please let me know down below. Don't forget to check out the playlist. And as always, thank you so much for watching.